Why can the same dog look joyful one moment, worried the next, while doing almost the same thing? People usually notice the noise first, but dogs often speak through posture before they ever use sound. A pet dog lives close to human routines, so small habits can carry surprisingly deep meaning. The same behavior can mean joy, stress, caution, or need, depending on timing, tension, and context. That is why one wag, one lick, or one bark never tells the whole story alone. To read a dog well, watch the tail, ears, eyes, mouth, weight shift, and recovery speed. Healthy interpretation begins with context, because instinct and emotion almost always arrive together. One of the most misunderstood behaviors is tail wagging, because movement does not always equal happiness. A wide, loose wag that reaches the hips usually signals ease, friendliness, or excited social openness. A high, stiff, fast wag can mean arousal, and arousal is not the same thing as comfort. A low wag with a lowered body often appears when the dog feels unsure and wants peace. When only the tip flicks, the dog may be assessing the situation rather than inviting contact. The real meaning lives in the full body, because relaxed muscles make a wag look soft and honest. So the tail is less like a smile and more like a live meter of emotional intensity. Another familiar behavior is the head tilt, that charming sideways angle people love to photograph.
You're such a good boy.
Sometimes the dog tilts to gather sound more clearly,
Head tilt.
especially when words carry an unusual rhythm.
That didn't you, boy?
Sometimes the tilt appears because the dog is studying facial tension, tone, and emotional emphasis. Long muzzles can also block part of the visual field, making head adjustment useful for better focus. A quick single tilt often means attention, while repeated tilts may show active problem solving. If the body stays loose, the dog is curious, not confused in a helpless human way.
Do you like that?
In most
Yeah,
cases,
look at that.
the head tilt
He's
means,
curious.
Very curious.
I am listening
Good
closely,
boy.
and I am trying to read you. The sudden burst called the zoomies looks chaotic, but it is often a release valve. Many dogs race in loops after tension, bathing, confinement, excitement, or a long wait. The body is dumping extra energy, and the nervous system is shaking itself back toward balance. Playful zoomies usually come with bouncy turns, loose limbs, an open mouth, and quick recovery afterward. Frantic speed with crashing, slipping, or inability to settle can mean the dog is over-aroused.
Yes, you are.
Age,
Oh, look at you
breed
go. Good
tendencies,
boy.
and exercise history shape how often these explosive laps appear. Most of the time, zoomies mean the dog is discharging pressure, not losing emotional control forever. Licking is another common behavior, and its meaning changes sharply with context. Gentle licking during calm contact can be affiliative, a soft social gesture rooted in bonding patterns. Repeated licking after tension may function as self-soothing, especially when the environment feels uncertain. Some dogs lick hands, faces, or clothing because salt, smell, and emotional familiarity pull them in. Fast, compulsive licking of paws, floors, or air can point to stress, discomfort, allergies, or nausea. Lip licking without food nearby is often a calming signal, not a request for a snack. So licking can mean affection, appeasement, regulation, or physical discomfort, depending on what surrounds it. When a dog follows from room to room, people often call it clinginess too quickly. For many pet dogs, staying near familiar humans is simply the safest default pattern. Domestic dogs were shaped to track movement, routine, access, and social direction inside shared space. A calm follower who can also rest alone usually shows attachment, not panic. A restless shadow who paces, pants, and and cannot disengage may be signaling dependence or separation stress. The distance matters too, because a relaxed dog may trail behind without demanding constant touch. Following behavior often means, "Your movement is important information, and I feel safer staying connected." When a dog leans full body weight into a person, it can look almost sentimental. In many cases, that lean is a grounded request for closeness, contact, and reassurance. Pressure against a trusted body can help the dog regulate excitement and settle the nervous system. Some dogs also lean during alert moments, using contact while they evaluate uncertain sights or sounds. A relaxed lean comes with soft muscles, steady breathing, and no urgent push to escape. A hard freeze while leaning may mean the dog wants support, but is still uneasy. The meaning is often simple and deep because the dog is borrowing safety through touch. Rolling onto the back is famous, but belly exposure does not always mean, "Please rub me." A loose flop with open limbs and soft eyes often shows trust, comfort, and social ease. A tense rollover with a tucked tail can be an appeasing gesture meant to reduce pressure. Some dogs expose the belly because the position cools the body and releases muscle effort. Now, others do it in play, especially when they trust the interaction and want it to continue gently. The invitation is real only when the rest of the body stays loose, before, during, and after contact. So the belly can signal trust, surrender, cooling, or playful vulnerability, not one fixed emotion. Pawing at a leg or hand is one of the clearest ways dogs try to direct attention. A soft, single paw touch often means, "Notice me, stay with me," or keep that contact going. Repeated pawing can also become a learned strategy when it consistently earns response, touch, or food. Some dogs paw during uncertainty because physical contact helps them anchor themselves. Pawing in play usually looks bouncy and brief, with loose movement and easy disengagement. Pawing with whining, staring, or agitation may point to frustration, urgency, or an unmet need. The paw is often a quiet communication tool, not random rudeness or manipulation. Circling before lying down is ancient behavior still living inside a modern home. In wild settings, turning the body helped flatten grass, check footing, and scan for danger. Even on a soft bed, that old preparation ritual can still survive as instinct memory. 1 or 2 relaxed turns are usually normal, especially when the dog is settling for sleep. Repeated restless circling without comfort may suggest pain, anxiety, digestive unease, or cognitive decline. Dogs also circle to arrange temperature, pressure points, and the safest angle for rest. What looks unnecessary to people may be the dog's final safety check before vulnerability. Digging is common because paws are tools, and the ground invites instinctive work. Some dogs dig to hunt scent, hear chase movement, bury treasure, or build a cooler resting spot. In yards, garden beds often attract them because loose soil feels workable and rich with smell. Indoors, blanket digging can be the same nesting program expressed on soft surfaces. Quick, joyful digging may reflect play and breed tendency more than emotional trouble. Persistent digging at doors, fences, or corners can signal frustration, blocked access, or escape motivation. The meaning of digging depends on whether the dog is nesting, investigating, cooling, burying, or coping. Barking at a door or a window is one of the most disruptive but meaningful canine behaviors. At its core, barking often announces change, because dogs are built to notice movement and arrival. The sound can be territorial, but it can also be fear-based, excited, or simply habit-reinforced. Window barking grows when the dog believes the bark made the passing trigger go away. Door barking may also reflect uncertainty about who enters the safe zone
What's out there?
and what follows next.
Bark. Bark.
The body tells the difference because forward confidence looks different from backward, conflicted alarm.
Bark. Bark.
Most barking here means something changed at the boundary,
Bark.
and I need that change acknowledged.
Is someone there?
Chewing is natural, necessary, and deeply regulating for many dogs. Puppies chew to explore texture and relieve gum pressure, while adult dogs often chew to decompress. Safe chewing can lower arousal by giving the mouth and jaw a structured job. Destructive chewing often rises with boredom, excess energy, stress, teething, or poor outlet choice. Items that smell strongly like home attract dogs because scent makes the object emotionally powerful. But chewing right after separation can signal stress, while chewing after play may simply finish the body's wind down. So chewing is not just misbehavior, because it can be exploration, relief, regulation, or unmet need. Carrying a toy from room to room can mean more than a simple invitation to play. Some dogs parade objects when they feel excited and need a safe target for that energy. The toy becomes a bridge between emotion and action, helping the dog organize big feelings. Carrying can also be social presentation, a way of approaching without jumping straight into contact. Certain dogs hold a toy when greeting because it reduces tension and keeps the mouth busy. Soft whining around a toy may show conflicted excitement, not immediate distress. The toy often works like an emotional handle, giving the dog something concrete to do. Sniffing everything on walks is not distraction. It is the main way a dog reads the world. A dog's nose collects social, territorial, hormonal, and environmental information far beyond human awareness. Long sniffing at one spot often means the scent picture is layered, recent, or especially important. Sniffing shoes, bags, or visitors helps the dog map identity before choosing an emotional response. Fast scanning sniffs can show alert curiosity, while slow anchored sniffs often look more investigative. Cutting every sniff short can leave a dog mentally underfed even after physical exercise. For many dogs, scent work is not a side hobby. It is a core cognitive need. One of the most important behaviors people miss is the cluster of calming signals. Yawning, looking away, lip licking, slow blinking, or sudden sniffing can all reduce social pressure. Dogs use these small gestures to soften tension before conflict grows large enough to explode. A dog may turn the head or sniff the floor because direct social intensity feels too sharp. These signals are often polite, meaning the dog is trying very hard to stay safe and controlled. When humans ignore them, the dog may eventually escalate to barking, snapping, or retreat. In the end, most common dog behaviors are not mysteries at all, but honest messages carried by the body.